Hello guys, this is Kazrahim bringing you another video. This time we're playing War Thunder. It's gonna be the second of my how to lesson, more of a lesson videos. We're in my BF-109 F4 Tropical. And let's just go back to the normal view. The view that you all know. You can see I've taken off from the airfield. This lesson will be about landing, and I will approach this from three different ways. We'll do the typical landing, meaning where you have the time to actually properly land, which I'm gonna demonstrate just now, because I'm not that high up. I don't have all that much speed. Oh, what's that? Nuclear power plant. The second type of landing we will conduct will be a fast, a high speed landing. And the third one will be a landing in hard situations. Don't know what you're speaking. Ja, ich verstehe. So, first thing we want to do is get exactly where we have our landing field. Get around 200 knots, so I'm gonna just cut my engine. And this is arcade battles, by the way. Put the landing gear down, then flaps. Remember that flaps actually take time to go into. You have to have your landing gear down to put the flaps in landing, and then you position the mouse cursor on the horizon. You can slow yourself down by shooting, and then pick up the nose, hit the brakes. Oh, there you go. Now hit the brakes. Don't overdo it. Wait. Pause the brakes, allow the plane to completely settle on the ground, and then brake till a complete landing is performed. Seems easy, right? The biggest thing that people have problems with is actually getting the plane in the proper position, and they neglect the fact of positioning the cursor, that instead of going here, they go here, and they crash. Gods. Derp. They crashed the plane into the ground. But give me a few minutes, I'll get to altitude and get some speed, and I'll show you a proper high-speed landing. So, let's start the second landing. We are 1.5 kilometers above ground and going 300 kilometers per hour, so we're gonna have a quite beastly speed. And we'll assume that I'm running or doing something that I have to go in a high-speed landing. Actually, we'll do 4 variants. After this, I'm gonna show you how to cap. Yeah, there we go. We have 500 kilometers per hour. Now I'm way too fast to land. So what I do is reduce the throttle to nil, but I'm still going fast. You start to wiggle your plane. You go sideways. Add a little bit of throttle. About 30% is enough to keep the plane in flight. And again, just lower that speed before you get in your proper position. If you see that your plane is starting to dip around, like mine is right now, you can think about getting even less. And now the same deal as before, you position your plane for a landing. We are quite fast, we will be coming in fast. We'll slow down again with the guns. Remember not to shoot while you have friendlies on the runway, because you can shoot your own teammates. And there we go. Brake and full stop. Simple, right? Just remember about these banking maneuvers. If you have the time, you can go in a round circle around the airfield and around till you get enough, a big enough usage of speed. Around 250 is perfect for arcade battles. In real life, planes like propeller planes landed with around 130, 140. So you keep just that in mind. Okay, I'll go for our next start and landing. So I'll be right back. Okay, guys, we're gonna go for the third landing now. It's gonna be something that I call a fast landing or a cap landing. You do this while you want to cap. It requires a bit of patience and practice. Because honestly, you don't have to land to cap, you don't have to stop the plane completely. And moreover, you wouldn't want it. Main thing you have to keep in mind that you should not have your flaps open. Remember, this is arcade, so I will not rim my gear off, even though this is a perfectly adequate situation to doing this. Basically, saw what I did. Now I'm gonna go over it again in more detail. Like, for the whole time that I was on the airstrip, I actually was capping. It counts as decapping and capping. So let's go again for maybe not that fast as just a second ago, but still too fast of a landing. So we're closing in, you level out your plane as much as it's physically possible. You get your gear down. You aim in the beginning of the rumble strip because you're gonna have to push your plane down to do this. And you keep the nose down. A little bit too much. You see, now this is what I was talking about earlier. You cannot maybe I'll show you an emergency landing just for the lols. Let's just repair, and I'm gonna go again with this landing to show you guys what I mean. So okay, let's go for the third try. We're coming in hot, we're coming in fast, above 500 kilometers. Aim at the rumble strip, get the gear down, aim at the beginning of the strip. Even out. Again, damn it. The first time was the best. The first time was the most fluent. Now I'm in a really bad spot. But generally, it takes a lot of practice to do this. It's quite hard, and I highly recommend you try first doing this like I'm doing in a test flight model, instead of just ripping your real plane in an arcade battle to shreds. Like that. So let's go over the third landing, the hardest landing of them all, and I'll see you guys in a second. So what this landing will be all about is basically we have the runway on our, was that our 5 o'clock? Something like that. 4 or 5 o'clock. And we somehow want to, you know, land. We have to go back to the strip, but there's no way we're gonna make it from this line, like completely normally that we landed just a second ago. So we're coming down fast, and from the sides of our airstrip. We do the same thing we did the first time. We lower the speed. I'm actually cutting my throttle completely. losing the speed as much as I can, cause it's a hard landing to do while you're way over speed. Trying to position yourself in a position, in a spot where you can somehow manage getting on the airfield. Now drop the gear, release, drop the flaps to landing position. And now it's just, you know, it's as easy as it goes. You position yourself. One thing that you have to pay attention to, and what I wanted to do a separate landing attempt, but I actually did it while I failed in the other landing attempts, was basically landing without a propeller, with a broken plane and anything in that sort. And it's similar to what you saw me doing. Basically, the most important thing is keeping your plane leveled the moment you are approaching the ground. If you see a stretch of land that seems to be flat, just, if you don't have gear, just, you know, soft land on it. Just crash your plane on it, but not crash it totally, but, you know, slide on it. Position the plane as the same way you would land, maybe without the flaps, and just slide on the ground. So that's it for this lesson. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video and that you found it informative. And yeah, comment on it. Do you think it's good or bad? And we'll see what we're gonna do next. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on the battlefield or on the roads of Europe.